Salute and thank you, NERDSoul. Yeah. All right. Lay Ill Kid at OneYoungsta holding it down, bringing that StreetGeek and NERDSoul. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell. Let's go. It's alien time, y'all. All of the Weyland Yutani employers and employees, co-workers, and private contractors, come on in. It's time to have a good time. So I'm joined by two awesome people. It's been way too long, but down in the bottom square, we have Solar Gray. What's up?
Hello, everyone, and this is Solar Gray, the cinematic sorcerer, coming at you from the Wizard's Tower. And man, do we have stuff to talk about? I will tell you the what. Oh man.
Oh yeah, and of course we also have Jay Shear holding it down. How's it going?
It's going good. I am happy to be back with you guys. It has been way too long. It's been since when? Since Andor?
Before
Did we talk Andor?
Before Andor.
Before Andor?
Oh yeah, because that's when
think the last. It was before Ironheart. Which
I didn't
really
finish
have
before
not
Ironheart.
as
You're
a
right.
collective.
Yeah, it was before Ironheart.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh man,
The three of
because
us have yet to talk about that. We haven't talked about Superman.
with all the
We haven't
motion
talked
and
about the
stuff,
Fantastic Four.
Wow.
We haven't even talked about Thunderbolts.
with all the
Yeah, we
back and
haven't.
forth.
I haven't
Look,
seen Thunderbolts.
you know, with of course they say life be life, and I never finished. I just realized I never finished Andor. I think I watched like the first 2 episodes, and I never finished. Look, guys, it's been a lot. This year has been a lot.
Rather, it has been. It has been.
But we finally got together for this. We will catch up on some other stuff. We'll figure out something to talk on stuff. But today it's Alien. So we have 4 episodes out. The episodes we have are, what is it? We have Neverland. We have Mr. October. We have Metamorphosis and Observation. I'll throw it to Jay first. Since we're about the halfway point, because I believe this is supposed to be 8 episodes, how are you feeling about the show? Do you like it? Are you mixed on it? Did you want to even have this show? Where are you at with it?
So I was not aware that this show was even coming out until like 2 weeks before it was coming out, maybe 3 weeks. And I saw a trailer for it, and just having seen Alien Romulus earlier this year, I was like, I really liked that film. And I really like bringing these new voices in who are more concentrated on characters, because like I think if you go back in the Alien franchise and you say like what made it awesome, it's, by the way, very similar to what made Jurassic Park awesome. And then
John Williams music?
why it went offline, yeah, was one of the reasons. But there was this focus on the characters. It wasn't about the aliens. It was about the characters, and the aliens made the characters have to react, right?
Yeah.
And then it became all about the alien, and then at that point we were like, well, but the characters aren't that good, and so I can't. It's harder for me to get into each one of these things. But now, man, I like this show a lot. I feel like it is back into the characters. I think that Noah Hawley, the showrunner, by him saying I want to introduce more aliens, is actually a really fascinating concept, and I like that a lot. So I'm pretty stoked on the show so far. I think it's doing a really good job with what it's supposed to do, and I'm here for more of it.
Okay. Solar.
You know, in the words of all my aunties,
Okay. Okay.
girl. Because what I will say is, one, I agree with Jay 100%, which is probably why you have us on this show, because, oh my God, we think so much alike.
Well, I mean, you don't want to have a show where we just hate the show. Hopefully.
But
We've done that before too.
Yes. Like we thought we were going to like something. We're like, you know what? We don't like
Yeah.
this.
oh yeah, oh
Let's
yeah.
kind of talk around the show a little bit.
Oh,
Or-
I
or-
remember our
or the-
Daredevil
or-
reviews.
Yeah, or Solar trying to convince us that the Acolyte wasn't as bad as we thought it was.
Like the
Hey,
whole time,
man.
I was
From
like,
one-
man,
Many, and from many more, and from more Theta. As in, they didn't quite know what kind of show they wanted. But with this show, Alien Earth. Now, I have been working my day job like crazy, which is why I haven't been doing my own show. And part of that means driving all, and I mean all the way up the Sunset Strip. And when I say all the way, I mean all the way from downtown Los Angeles to the water. All the way. And that means I get to see billboards. And that's how I found out about this show. I'm like, billboards.
You don't take 10? You don't take the 10 down there?
You used to live by the 10. You tell me.
Man,
matter of fact, that's where I wrecked my car this morning. So yeah. And I ain't gonna lie, I have been off of the Alien and the Predator train for a very long time. Very long time.
I understand.
I thought Alien Resurrection was cute. I thought Covenant was a little bit better. I'm actually one of the 0.4% of people that enjoyed Prometheus.
You seem like you seem like a Prometheus guy.
I really am a Prometheus guy. You know why? Because I love science fiction. Exactly. Not science fantasy, not science action, not fantasy in space, although I do play Warhammer 40K. I'm talking speculative fiction that examines the social, economic, and psychological consequences of allegories for today's issues.
Okay.
And the Alien franchise has always been the logical step past cyberpunk, in the sense of, in cyberpunk you've got a dystopian planet where corporations rule everything, and the people on the ground are like, living in really detestable squalor, selling their body parts for money, getting stuff traded off. Look, read Cyberpunk, play the game Cyberpunk, or watch Blade Runner. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And Alien, all the way back in 79, 80, started with that. We were looking at space truckers just trying to make a living in a world run by a corporation.
They had no idea what they were carrying.
Exactly.
Had no idea. And as someone who has a father who's a trucker, they let you know whether you're like, if you're running like radioactive waste, or you're running like, they let you know, like if you're running like fuel or something. Like those tankers, they don't just hook you up and say go to Georgia or something.
Well, not every, like very few of them do that.
Yeah, there are. I forgot. There are those security clearance guys that drive government contract vehicles for the military. They have no idea what they're driving.
Remember, I'm also a guy that works in international logistics. So yeah, I'm like, what are we palletizing today? And they're like, oh, we're palletizing air freshener. Woo! It's very rare that I've ever had a day where I went in and said, so what are we shipping today? Oh, can't tell you. At least if we did have one of those days, I just put it out of my mind because I needed a paycheck, much like the cast of the first Alien movie. And in my head, in my head and my heart, I have been part of that society, that subgroup that always linked Aliens, Predator, and Blade Runner in the same universe. Because
see that.
Aliens was always in space and yada yada, all that stuff. Blade Runner was on the ground in the dirty cities and that cyberpunk thing. So
yeah, I could definitely see that.
This movie coming out, or this TV show, and it's like, what was it? I think it was Alien 3, where they said, let's not have a planet made of wood. Let's just make it a mining colony full of prisoners and drop Sigourney Weaver in there because they haven't seen a woman in long enough. And of course, we've got Alien Resurrection, which shouts out to that director because he has directed some of my favorite films, And don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a big David Fincher fan, who did Part 3, and the French director who directed Alien Resurrection went on to do Amelie and City of Lost Children, and amazing director, great visuals. And he included Mr. Ron Perlman. I'm all down with that. because Ron Perlman makes everything a whole lot cooler. Like if there's ever a movie with Ron Perlman and Josh Brolin, they're just gonna call it Two Cool White Guys. That's pretty much it. But then after that, those movies specifically knocked me off of the franchise because it stopped being about economy and characters and the psychological consequences of being in space for decades at a time, and became what alien can we design and what creative kills we're going to do. And I'm like, dude, I already watch a bunch of slasher movies. I don't need this.
Alien 3 tried to touch on things with the but it kind of got swallowed up by kill scenes.
Yeah. I mean, shout outs to a young Charles Dance, because ever since The Golden Child, I've been happy to see him in anything, but still, my good brother Noomsy, but so I put on this show because I saw the billboard and I'm like, all right, they're doing an alien TV show. Oh my God, Timothy Olyphant. All right. Yeah. I'm in. Let's see what let's see what he got hired on.
Oh,
I mean, I even tolerated Santa Clarita Diet. So, and this show opened up, said, hey, guess what, bro? This is sci-fi. Mm-hmm. We're going to question the nature of humanity, and we're going to do it through the lens of children. Hi, Solar. It's been a while. And I said, yes. Okay. Yeah, I'm here. Ooh. Transferring children's brains into synthetic. Oh, okay. All right. I think I see where the twist is going, but still, I've been waiting for this trope for a while, because whenever we talk about AI, synthetics, androids, we either code them as autistic, i.e. Data from Star Trek, or we turn them into AI that will inevitably turn on everyone, i.e. David from Prometheus. But never do we start with children and apply, okay, children, you thought you were immortal. Now you actually are. So you are now a kid in an adult's body in a serious situation. We haven't really touched on this since Tom Hanks tried in '87, and let's really get this going. And I'm like, okay. And I love the fact that it's an ensemble cast, because you get to see all the different ways the children take everything. And don't think the Peter Pan references are lost on me, bro.
Nah,
but we got an hour to talk about this.
For me, I really enjoy the show. I like what Fox/Disney is doing right now with the franchise in general. We got an animated film on Hulu. We got this TV show. We got a Predator movie coming out in November. So
also new comic series is
Alien. Yeah. You've had Alien versus Avengers, which, if this was DC, would have already had an animated film on HBO Max or whatever. Marvel, get your stuff together. Also, by now, with the popularity, there would have been a Rivals TV series, even if it was just short, like 4 episodes a season. They would have had it out. Y'all are losing on that. That's money on the table. But also, I don't see any figures for that. Like, come on, man. But anyway, skip that. The show it's captivating. It is. My wife and I had a conversation about just, are these, when the gentleman in episode 4 let me know that him and his wife, which I did not know they were married.
I didn't either.
Y'all never acted like you were married.
Yeah.
So,
but when they had exactly like they were married in the workplace.
Yeah. True.
But the way he pretty much expressed his sentiment to her, saying basically like, hey, did we, at best or something, do we have like AI that just doesn't care or something, or did we kill 6 kids? And my wife and I went back and forth about like, well, yeah, the kids are functionally dead, or the kids renewed, or were the kids saved from bodies that were killing them. So I like that whole, what is real, like what was it? The Cylons, Starbuck,
Battlestar.
Battlestar,
Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar
Yeah.
Galactica. So when,
Not to be confused with
the-
John Walker's old best friend.
yes, please.
Both got
But-
canceled, but yeah.
but in the opening scene of that show where he says something like you're not real or something like that, and she says you're real and he says yes, and she says prove it. So it's like those, I like those things where we continually ask the questions, especially with the progression of science, whether it should be progressing or shouldn't, i.e. Jurassic Park. What is real, what is actual, what matters, what is now disposable, what is, like, all of those questions. I think those are awesome. So
Welcome back to hard sci-fi, bro.
this show, I dig it. I think it's a great addition. There are some things that I think rub up against canon a little bit, but especially since we're 2 years before the first movie.
There's that word.
But at the
If
same
you
time,
had a higher
since-
budget, bro, you could actually have a contest saying, you could offer $10,000 to anyone to make sense of the alien canon, to make it a cohesive timeline, and you will keep your money. Nobody knows what it is.
And this is coming from someone who watches all of the movies in chronological order, like say every other year or so. And I mean, even the Alien vs Predator films, I watch everything because I do. Even in the movies that aren't as great, I still enjoy the concept of it, like just Alien and Predator. I just love it. So this show, I think, is a great addition to the lore in general. Enjoy watching it. I love the characters. I hate the characters, which we'll get into in a second. So since you talked about Timothy, I want to start off on him. I'll throw this out, and then I guess Jay can start. Boy Cavalier. I hate him. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Where
I agree. No, I mean, like, I think you're supposed to, right? You're supposed to feel like, first of all, he's super arrogant, and there's almost never a character who's arrogant that's also super likable.
Yeah.
He is.
I counter with Star Trek Discovery.
there's only the only time those characters are lovable are kind of like when you have those sort of like devil may care characters. Like
Yeah,
they're arrogant, but
yeah.
there's like a little heart of gold in there somewhere.
Or they have a fatal flaw that's very obvious. Like, so another good example would be the Benedict Cumberbatch Sherlock Holmes, where he's like super arrogant, but like you also realize he's so socially awkward that he has a fatal flaw, made up in him. So that's true. I shouldn't say that every arrogant character is one
But for the
can't
most
root
part,
for. But for the most part,
You're waiting
they're-
for him to get ate up.
Yeah, for sure, because he's doing things that are very self-focused. He doesn't care about the people around him, and there's I would say that there's actually nothing that's very redeemable about him, right? He even goes so far as to say, like, hey, I just did this ridiculous thing where I transferred consciousness, which by the way could be its own discussion about because you asked this question, Michael, did they transfer their actual conscience, or did they just transfer their memories into an AI that behaves as if it was their conscience? So that's kind of interesting to talk about. But
Yes.
I'm just
think
wondering if they dream of electric sheep. That's all.
Yeah, exactly. But you have a guy who just did that and then is like, wait a minute, new shiny toys to play with. I don't
Thank
really,
you.
you know what I mean? So
Even his security officer, I guess this is a security officer. I don't think he's listed as that, but I mean, that's kind of how he functions. When he was like, I don't want to hear excuses after the plane, or I'm not plane crash, the ship crash or shipwreck. He's like, Kirsch, played by, of course, Timothy. So Kirsch comes in and he's like, I'm trying to stop an alien invasion.
yeah.
because
That's awesome.
because Yutani brought
Yeah.
who knows what back, and from the small amount that I've already seen, I'm trying to stop an alien invasion.
And
It's
what's his
one
answer
thing-
to it? Oh, Yutani, you say?
Yeah.
Well, since they landed on my planet, then by interstellar law, it's mine.
I mean,
It's
he
all
did say he was like basically this is your ball that fell into my yard, and it becomes sadly, if you look around, there is small claims court. It shouldn't be. It's stupid. I know, you know, but people go to court where a literal ball from some child has ended up in some yard, and they're in court about it. So. It now, on one hand, you could say, just buy the kid a new ball. On the other hand, you could say, just give the ball back. Then, on the third hand, that we don't have unless you're the gunslinger from Afro Samurai, you could say, but it's my yard and I do with it what I want. So, it, you know.
See, it's not my ball. It's not my yard. It is the Prodigy Corporation's ball trap 3000.
Oh man, but anyway, Jay, go
powered
ahead.
by balls that go over the fence. I should have said that differently. But
No,
I'm
that's
actually
my only
surprised.
thoughts about him. I mean, he's an asshole. I mean, like that's just what it is.
It's then
Honestly, I like the character as a villain.
Yeah, sure.
He reminds me of what the Snyderverse Lex Luthor was trying to be,
okay.
if played by the Timothée Chalamet, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right, this is what he was aiming for. I like it.
Okay.
I like it a lot.
Yeah, I hate him in a way where it's like I hate him, but it's a good reason. That like I hate him because I'm already ready for him to get bit. Like I'm already ready for him to get bit.
Well, you know, I like the fact that he's a monster, and by episode 4, we're not sure if he's aware of his own monstrosity and is having fun with it, or he's completely oblivious to the fact that he's a monster.
Yeah, I don't think he sees himself as a monster. I think he just sees himself as like, I guess like a super futurist, and everything else doesn't matter. Like I know better because I'm smarter than everybody. That conversation where he had with the therapist, what is her name? See if I can find her name real quick. But when he has a conversation with her saying, I just want to have a conversation with someone who's smarter than me. And in that moment, I'm like, you piece.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
Oh, he's not just a piece. He's the whole cake. He is the whole pile. Because I'm like, yeah, the arrogance is
but I
going
think
to be
that's coming.
so bloody.
I think they do lines like that because the moment is coming, but when it does come, he's going to be in so much trouble that we're all like, yeah.
I don't think, Michael, you didn't watch Game of Thrones, did you?
No, I haven't. I've seen I think one episode.
I know Solar, you did, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And read the books.
He's like Joffrey, in a way, right? He's not. I mean, he's obviously supposed to be smarter than Joffrey because Joffrey's not supposed to be that smart. But it's supposed to be the character that you look at and you go, I can't wait until this guy is taken care of. You know what I mean? Like that's like what the purpose of his character is.
Now, honestly, he reminds me a lot more of Littlefinger from season 3 on.
Okay.
Because he's
From
like,
season
look at
3 on,
me,
that's right.
I'm so clever.
Yeah.
I'm so clever. Watch me sow chaos into this industrial oligarchy. Yes, because chaos is a ladder, and I have my own little island. Look at my island, which is a prison, by the way.
Yeah. Well, that's the difference. Is Littlefinger never actually had any power or influence. He just pretended that he did, and like, but this guy actually does. Like, there's only 5 corporations that rule, and he's one of them. I do think that his character comes at a very interesting point in real life history, though, because I don't think. Like, you can take, I don't want to get too political, but like, you can take all of the people who thought, there's a good chunk of the US population, at least, that said, we're kind of tired of the elites running society, so we're going to vote for Donald Trump. Now, obviously, Donald Trump is a billionaire. He's part of the elites, but whatever. Like he branded himself to not be that. And now that we see what that results in when the elites run everything, and you're like faced with the fact that it's like, oh, wait a minute, there's like a huge difference between me and the people in power. It's a really interesting time for this show to come out, given that context, right? I'm not trying to make it political, like
no, I mean, well,
No.
you don't have to here. You don't have to give that because pretty much
And hard
everything is
sci-fi
political.
is inherently political.
Yeah, everything is political. That's one. And two, this show literally laid out its politics in like the very last episode. Like, all right, people were voting for stuff that went bad. Then 5 companies just took over. They just assumed power, and now we're under them. So,
And this is what it looks like.
yeah,
And by the way,
again, you're
and
giving
it's so much better.
You're giving the political disclaimer when we cover Dune, bruh.
yeah, I know. That's true. But I do think, but it's both sides too, right? Because like the Donald Trump reaction was a reaction to the other side also becoming, how many giant corporations can we support? How can we funnel money to corporations to run things for us? And so it's a really good time for the show to come out, because I think what it does is it kind of forces us to look at the world and be like, oh, the world is not that different from what this show is saying it could be. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's kind of like I said, shout out to my friend Chris. I was like, man, like we could be Star Trek. We have the ability to do Star Trek type stuff. Like people don't have to be like struggling and stuff. He was like, man, we're going towards Ghost in the Shell. He was like hyper technology and hyper poverty. That's what we're going towards. It's Ghost in the Shell.
Welcome to cyberpunk.
That's where we're going. And
which I'm okay with, because being the avid smoker I am, I'll be able to get black market lungs. You know.
Oh man, which actually had me posit the theory from season 1 of Andor, where the guy was talking. He used to be one of the cloners, where he was talking about he couldn't clone, I think, organs for his parents or something like that, and his parents had died. He was holding that like TED talk, kind of like the and that also made me wonder, like, okay, if we die generally because our organs, they age and they fail and stuff like that, outside of like murder or arson or something like that, I was like, could we technically?
Yes, it's called transhumanism.
And yeah, they said the term in this show, and I was like, oh, because of course I love Marvel comics. I was like, oh, post-humans.
Yes.
I was like, oh, post-humans. Oh, okay, cool, gotcha.
Yes.
But I was like, technically, if you were to take a baby and harvest their stem cells as a baby, and then a long life, say it like 30 or 40, you could just give them brand new lungs that are already their own. Technically, it's like when you take in, I mean, I'm sure you guys see these still got classic 50s Chevys out here, and they're running, but if you put in a brand new, engine or a brand new carburetor, it's like, could you? Now, question.
Yes.
Should you?
Yes.
Should we mess with the natural order? Now, that's if you believe in natural. So then all these things come into play, which is what I love talking about. But I would also believe that, yes, maybe, but also maybe not. Like, hey guys, we can make dinosaurs. Oh man, that's really cool. Hold up, you're making one?
No. We made one. That's how we know we can.
We have a whole island. Oh, psych. You thought we only had one. We have 2 islands. Then that's what, oh no, actually we have more than 2 islands. It's like, where did y'all get all these islands? But with this show does handle a whole bunch of topics like that with a character like the boy, where I am ready for him to be gone. Because even Kirsch is like, yo, we've been working, and other people are telling, we've been working on this transhuman thing for like a decade.
Yeah.
Like, we've been doing this for years. We finally got it to where it's, kind of going, and you want to throw them into some kind of semi-war zone?
Yes.
It's like,
because they're evil. I mean, and one of the things I loved about this episode in particular okay, was our good old boy from Black Mirror, who just can't escape being that actor who just gets screwed over. Because it was like, yep, guess what? We replaced one of your lungs. Oh, well, thank you so much, because this job sucks. Hold on, Kermit. Because, yeah, you either keep working or you pay us for that lung.
Yeah.
Your
I'm
call.
I'm sure the markup is a little bit different now that we know we own you.
Yeah.
But I'll move on because I know we like touching on stuff. I want to talk about the kids in general, and I'll say another thing to the monstrosity. When the bald-headed servant guy or right-hand man, he looks like, no, I won't say servant. He looks more like the silent fixer.
Yeah.
He looks like he's supposed to appear as a servant. But I think what he is the guy who
in the white
cleans
suit
things
that's
up.
going to do something really cool as soon as you're not looking.
He cleans things up.
Yeah. He's
No, he doesn't.
So
He makes sure that things always go properly. There's nothing to clean up. They were never here.
Yeah. So when he said to the brother, when he said they're property of Prodigy, I was like, I wonder if they told the parents that. Bet you they didn't. My wife was like, no. They
made that very clear in the first episode. All the parents of the kids think they're dead.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was something that they told.
No, that's why the brother and
sister to help them cope.
No, that's why the brother and sister arc is so intrinsic to the storyline.
Okay.
Because he was like, she was like, you never came to see me, and he's like, they wouldn't let me or dad come see you. Like, we was locked out, and then after a couple of months of not seeing you, they told us y'all died.
Okay, cool.
And then they had
in
the last episode, they had the Moro guy go to the mom's house, remember?
Yeah.
And like, what? My kid's alive? Yeah.
So okay, cool. Because I've completely misinterpreted that. I thought the parents knew the truth, but lied to the siblings so they could kind of cope a little bit better.
Oh no.
So, okay.
You don't think much like a villain. And I've been working on a really big mansion during my day job, so I got like that big villain energy coming out. And I'm just like, yeah, no, the parents absolutely wouldn't know. Sorry, your kids are dead. It didn't work. Here's a bunch of money. Go away.
Yeah.
And now, by the way, we have a bunch of super soldier robots that we have been grooming since they were psychologically children, but they're superhuman. Look at them play Jenga with concrete.
Yeah.
So I'll start this off with the kids. I think the kids, I feel sorry for them because I don't believe they know how dire their situation is as far as their like development in their life. Also, I sort of fear for everyone who's trying to control them because we've seen temper tantrums from regular children. Imagine, we've seen, even on, you can look on Facebook or something, you can see a 13-year-old boy kick a hole in a door. Imagine
we don't have
a robot with like titanium skin and can lift a car decides that they're angry with you today.
They showed it in episode 4.
I think it could get worse than episode 4 though.
Oh,
I think it could get much
absolutely
worse.
Get worse.
And I don't think anyone thought of that. It's like, remember, children aren't emotionally regulated yet. These kids, they look like, I don't know, 10, 12-ish. They're at that weird height where you don't know what they're 13 or they're 10, but they probably haven't gone through puberty yet. They don't know. There's a whole segment of puberty time. Then, because we've grown up, there's this puberty time. Then there's that like 16-year-old time where it's like, I'm not a man yet, but I'm growing into a young man, and I need to let this kid stuff go. But I like that kid stuff, sort of. But
Didn't Britney
guess I gotta
Spears make a whole album about that?
So they haven't gone through these things.
No,
and I think they're cruising for a bruising. But
thanks, Mom. It's funny that you brought that up because that does open a door to how much science is actually being used in this show. Because the entire pubescent and adolescent process is a matter of fluctuating hormones and new hormones being produced. Now, if any of those kids were in the middle of puberty during the upload, will they stay there? Have they left? Now, the redhead.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Slide glitch for a second. All right, cool.
Well,
You're back.
either way, in this last episode, the trauma of being attacked by a tentacled eye actually caused a psychological condition where she thought she was pregnant. And it's like, you can't be pregnant because, you gotta do. And she's like, oh no, this is immaculate. And I'm like, oh, she's disassociating. Okay,
Yeah.
if she is disassociating like this, how are the other 6 going to?
Yeah. How is this trauma of this? Well, see, everyone didn't experience what she experienced. Like
Yeah.
you had the one kid that kind of saved her and like put the box on top of it. I think his name is Smee.
And by the way, my least favorite scene in the entire show so far.
I thought
I'm like,
that
y'all
was-
are trying to find your legs. I can see that.
I actually liked that scene because I was like, this is a perfect that whole ship thing. I was like, this is a perfect example of what they said. You're throwing kids into like they trying to reason out. They don't know. They don't even know what they have no idea the dangers that they're walking into. And then him being like, Kirsch, just take care of them. They'll be all right. This is 6 kids. This is not 6 kids going on a field trip to the Capitol. This is 6 kids going to a like I'm supposed to watch all 6 of these kids, and then we find out there's some kind of alien. And the brother was when he said there's a creature. No, to be honest, I don't know. This is big. It's black. It's got a tail. It's crawling around. Like, get out of here. That's how real people. But maybe he's even. He's an even keel military man.
Again, and not to mention, he's talking to kids. And and you don't talk to kids going, it's big, it's black, it's dripping acid, because you don't want the kid freaking out and hitting the ground and start fleeing.
True.
It's like, hey kid, no, it's just a creature. Now we're gonna play a game. It's called
Run
Who's
Away.
Faster, Jesse Owens or Carl Lewis?
But
I'm gonna be Usain Bolt. You do that.
But yeah, I just
do that,
I love these kids. I love how they're reacting. There's parts that annoy me, but I know that they're kids. They look like adults, but they're kids. And I think that's an awesome element for this show. But Jay, how are you feeling about the kids in general? And then we'll talk about our favorite.
I like the idea of the kids. I think it's actually it's good to put the kids in the role that they're in based on the hubris of the people who created them. Because like on the one hand, they make an excuse for why they used kids. And the excuse is, well, because of course kids should have a longer life and these kids are not going to have a long life. So like it makes sense. But that is more for it's an excuse for their purposes rather than a good idea. Like you pointed out earlier, right? Like these are still kids. They don't know what they're doing. That's a giant problem. When we see the disassociation that Solar is talking about with the redhead, it's like, no, this is a giant problem. You can't give 12-year-olds ultimate power. That 12-year-old doesn't know what to do with ultimate power. Like, that's just not something that they're capable of. So I think that it's a good. There's also jealousy between them too, which I think is a good conflict generator, which I think is really cool. Obviously, like the grooming of the one kid is like, it's being done so well that you're like, oh, I'm creeped out by this. Like it's not just manipulation of a character. Like it's manipulation of a little kid, and this is how people get away with stuff with kids that should never get away with it, right?
Because I'm like, look, Then well, at first I saw that, but I was like, oh, this isn't made in Japan. It'll be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look,
Yeah.
I watch anime. I know how y'all do. All right. I know how y'all do.
Yeah.
All right.
Y'all are terrible. That thought never crossed my mind one time.
When she
And I'm
said
one of
he
the
wanted to
darkest
be
ones
her,
here.
when she said he wanted to be her favorite, and the way he almost perked up, like, oh, okay, good. I was just like,
Well, also when the guy is saying like, "Do you want to be a hero or a villain?" Oh, I'm a hero too. It's like, dude, the psychological manipulation of a
Yeah.
child that way is just so messed up.
Oh, cool. We get to talk about my dude. My dude. Look, I'm not
So-
gonna lie. So
another
far,
evil android.
well, one, he's a cyborg.
Oh, sorry,
Okay.
cyborg.
That starts off as human and doesn't really want to become a total android. But I gotta say, from his second scene, the main scene that we get to see him in episode 1,
Mm.
I thought two things. All right, I'm gonna keep my eye on this character.
Mm.
And second, are y'all happy now? Like seriously, are y'all happy? Because we finally get a character that's like, oh, an alien's on the ship. I'm gonna go to the most secure room and let it kill everybody else as I leave.
Yeah.
You know, and then
How
he
cool is
shows
that
up
room,
with-
by the way? The
Huh?
production design of that room that he's in
Yeah.
is
Oh, dude.
phenomenal.
If we start talking about the behind the scenes stuff on this show, we got 3 hours on this, bro.
Yeah.
Because this show looks exactly like it's supposed to.
Yes.
Definitely.
All the technology that we've seen looks like plausible iterations of the technologies that we've already seen in the rest of the franchise. The lighting, stellar. The set design, amazing. The special effects, it's like, you know what? It's like Hulu looked at Amazon and said, oh, y'all gonna do an original show? Hold my beer.
Yeah.
And we're gonna take a popular franchise too. And this is how you do it. This right here. Okay?
That's actually a really good comparison because they do nail all of the things that Amazon gets wrong.
Yeah, they really do.
Yeah.
And I hated to say it. And y'all know, if y'all check out the rest of these podcasts that we've done here at NERDSoul, y'all know I liked the Rings of Power. I liked the Wheel of Time. But I can't lie. I can't lie. Hulu said, that's a good idea. But, well, it's better I show you than tell you, because if I tell you, you might start arguing, and we can just start. I'm gonna just come back in a couple of years.
I don't see a lot of complaining. Maybe the fan bases are different because this is, Lord of the Rings is very different than.
Oh no,
Alien.
bro, I
But
can tell
I don't
you,
see
the
a lot of
Alien
complaining
franchise,
online about this show.
The Alien franchise are as, if not more so, stringent than the Star Wars fans.
No, okay.
Okay, they get loud. They get loud when you mess it up. I mean, these are people that know
See,
all
I've
the
never
guns.
been around enough Alien fans, so I don't know. But at least online, I don't see a lot of people angry
they're
about this
just as-
show. So I'm like, cool.
They are just as loud as the Star Wars fans, but there's only a third of them. Do that math.
Gotcha.
But yeah, but back to Cyborg, and not Victor Stone. We'll call him Vicious Stone. Soon as he started talking, he's like, so when is an android not an android? I'm just gonna keep probing, and oh, you guys are kids. Okay, one, bringing an alien back was a bad idea. This is a bad idea too.
Yeah.
So, am I just going to be the guy that has to tear down all the bad ideas? Fine. I'll do that. By the way, I hacked that one. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I'm like the voice in your head. And
Man,
I know we're running out of time, but
the thing he
I
put
wanted
on
to
the
talk
parents,
about I wanted to talk about my favorite scene in the show so far. Because I know we haven't talked about Wendy and her connection to the Xenomorph and all that stuff.
yeah.
But the scene that was the chess game between the android and the cyborg. the conversation with the monkeys, and like
Yeah.
you could tell Timothy Olyphant is like, you've probably been hacked, so I'm going to talk to the guy who's hacking you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, oh, he knows I'm here. Oh, he knows that I know that he's here. And I all I could see is Val Kilmer dressed in cowboy stuff going, oh, I'm sorry, little android child, I forgot you were there. You may go now. The grown-ups are talking. And yeah, I thought that scene was amazingly written and amazingly edited. You know,
Yeah.
because when you've got amazing chemistry between actors who have been shot to be miles away from each other, but interacting, I'm like, oh man, this is the whole show for me right here. I could
that
see
show,
this too.
and the fact that he's listening in on these calls, I wonder what his angle is, because it seems like something. On one hand, it seems like something that he would ring the alarm on, but maybe he's waiting so that he can capture him because you don't want that Yutani asset out there trying to get you. Because I'm like, what is he? Why is he waiting so long? If he knows this information,
Okay, so there's an old chess strategy where one person is playing two separate opponents. And the person that's playing the two opponents is white at one game and black at another game. And what they're doing in those games is they're not playing chess at all. They are playing their opponents against each other.
okay.
So, yeah. And what I can see that the Oliphant character is doing and the android character is doing, they're doing the same thing. They look like they're both trying to take down their respective corporations, but they're not on the same page. So we kind of got a Matt Reeves, Batman and Riddler situation going. Like we're looking at a protagonist and an antagonist where if they teamed up, it would be amazing.
Yeah.
Because it looks like they want the same thing.
They are, in
Okay.
my opinion, the two coolest characters in the entire series.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
Yeah,
and not
because,
just because I love Timothy Olyphant, and the actor who plays the cyborg is just knocking it out the park.
He's doing amazing.
Yeah, because he definitely seemed extremely disappointed when he came back and Mother wasn't there.
Yeah.
Because now I was surprised he wasn't just like, well, okay, but of course they're like, we still own you. So you're right. I don't know. He says he's going to get it back, but I don't know if he wants to be quote owned anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what he's going to do. But we do see Earth after Alien Resurrection, I think. So I wonder if these are the first steps to that end. But yeah, I'll throw it to Jay, since Solar was talking about it. Favorite scene? Do you have, or is it the same scene?
My favorite scene is probably what was it, episode 2, I think, where we see Timothy Olyphant's character starting to understand what the creatures that have been brought back actually are. And he's looking through the computer, but then he's also observing all of the different creatures, and he's going like, well, why are these creatures even here? And then he's realizing as he's watching that he's like, oh, because they're the most dangerous characters in the history of the universe that we know. Like, of course that they brought these back. This is nuts. And I think that there's something in that scene that I think Solar is hinting at that I hadn't really thought of before, but makes so much sense to me. Because every time that Kirsch deals with Kid, what's his name? Kid what?
It's not Smee. What's the name of that kid?
Oh, I mean the genius guy. Kid.
Prodigy.
Boy,
Yeah.
Boy Cavalier.
Boy Cavalier, thank you.
Yeah.
So every time Kirsch is interacting with Boy Cavalier, you always get the sense that Boy Cavalier is like, I'm the smartest person there is alive. And you always get the impression that Kirsch is kind of like, bro, I'm so much smarter than you. I'm not going to say it, but like, clearly I'm way smarter than you are.
Well,
right?
also, it's like, smartest person.
Exactly.
But you're saying that to a sentient computer.
Exactly.
So it's like, wow, that's like the world's smartest microbe.
Yep.
But,
so it feels like to me that you've got the Morrow character. If I think I'm getting his name right, but he is doing things for Yutani.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you're 100% right, Michael, that he doesn't want to work for them anymore, and he's going to use some kind of deal to get out of that. But then you have Kirsch, who's like, I'm smarter than the guy who tells me what to do. So as soon as I'm done feeling like I want to be told what to do, like I'm out, right? So I think that those two characters are by far the most interesting, and I think that Timothy Olyphant to me is one of the only actors that I can think of. He falls in the same similar kind of age range as other actors that fit this profile, but like there's distinctly these people are movie stars, and then everyone who comes after them. Like we don't really have any, like Glenn Powell, they're trying to make him into a movie star. He's not yet a movie star. He's great. He's just not a movie star. But like what I mean by a movie star is when Timothy Olyphant steps into a room, you're like, who's this guy? I'm going to watch him. Like there's no other,
he kind of lends like credibility to roles too. Like you see him, you're like, oh, okay. You know he's going to do a good job. Like when you see, cool, he's here.
Well, the thing with Timothy Olyphant, and this is what a lot of people aren't getting, and I'm glad we have a director here, is Timothy Olyphant is a consummate television actor, is the thing. I mean, we've seen him in movies. You know, he was the antagonist in The Girl Next Door. He had the Hitman movie franchises, and those didn't quite go well.
Right.
But Deadwood, stellar. Santa Clarita Diet, really good.
Justified.
He was one of the best parts about Boba Fett season 2.
Yeah,
you know,
totally.
So when he's on screen, he's got the emotional range to compel you in long form storytelling, where a lot of actors can't transition back and forth, like Charlie Hunnam. Great on TV, cannot hold a big screen.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
okay.
I'm a big fan of them. You know, I mean, it's very few American actors that can do both.
Yes.
You know, very few. A lot more British and Australian ones that can do
And the
both.
funny thing is, you think, oh, okay, yeah, like you know, a scene is a scene. It doesn't matter whether you're on TV or not. A scene is a scene, whether it's a YouTube short or a TV show or a movie. A scene is a scene, and to a certain degree, kind of yes, but also no. Like it's kind of like back in the late 90s, anyone who loves basketball, where in the late 90s and the early 2000s, where you would see pros go play at the Rucker in New York. Street ball is a very different vibe.
Exactly.
It's a very different vibe. It's still basketball.
Yeah.
But it's not the same. The trash talk, the fouls, the crowd, there's like an atmosphere, like, okay, we're putting this ball in that basket, right? Seems like the same. Yeah, but the crowd, the fact that it's outside, you have a DJ, the trash talking, it's street ball is very different.
And a ref of what?
The referee is more of like,
the referee is busy trying to hook up with your girl while you're on the court. So,
as someone who has played many hours of street ball, yes, and also it is real. I've experienced it. It's real. People will get mad to the point to where they want to go to the trunk on you. And I have been at a court where everybody ran leaving because we were like, okay. This foul situation is not going to de-escalate. Yeah. And he is now going to his car.
And that was good. So we'll see you next Saturday.
Yes. We're not going to wait.
Let's not go to Real Rogers Park though. Let's head over to Jesse Owens Park. All right, cool.
I don't got next game. See you guys later.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like those actors. You like, it's weird. You think it's the same. You know, I mean, hey, this is a camera. This is a scene. Do the scene. but there's something different. Unless you have like certain actors like Timothy or like you'd have to pull out a great like Denzel. I don't think there'd be a difference if you had Denzel on a TV show or in a movie. It'd still be like this.
No, a good
great,
example,
powerful, impactful.
No, a good example is what the kids call aura.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And when you're in a movie, you got to have a big aura. But when you're in TV, you got to have a medium-sized aura. Okay. This is why another great example, one of the greatest TV actors of my entire generation, Ted Danson.
Oh, shout out to Ted Danson.
Yeah, you put him in a show. I don't care if it's Cheers, Becker, The Good Place, whatever he's doing now, he will carry that show and nail it. But he can't carry a film. And one of his old co-stars was at TV. But then once he went to movies, he never went back. I'm speaking, of course, about Woody Harrelson. You know?
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Well, the thing I would say about Timothy Oliphant too. Oh, did you finish, Solar? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah, well, and that's one of the things. Timothy Oliphant is at the top of his game in long form storytelling. Okay. Again, there aren't very many American actors that can switch with that energy. One of America's favorite actors right now couldn't carry a full motion picture on his back. And I'm talking, well, he can, but he has to have a stellar cast. And I'm talking about Pedro Pascal.
Oh, yeah.
100%. You know?
Okay.
You know, if he's in a TV show, people gonna watch it. They gonna love it. If he's in a movie, if it's a good script, a really good director, and a good cast, but he can't carry it, he can be part of an ensemble. But he can carry TV from here to Australia, going east. You know, he can carry it all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, my point is a little bit different. I totally hear your point, and it's just mine's a little bit different. Timothy Oliphant is the kind of person who is larger than any role you put them in. So there's great actors, right?
Gotcha.
There's great actors who like you hire and you're like, this is what I need you to do, and they transform into that thing, and you go, wow, that's amazing! Like you're phenomenal. There is no chance that you would ever have thought, I'm going to take Timothy Oliphant and put him in a more robotic role. And then he shows up as Timothy Oliphant and you go, I'm so compelled. You would have never thought that was the thing.
He's like, okay, I see your robot.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is awesome. Let's take that robot up here a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's make your robot an android.
And then in the second episode, let's go up here a little bit. And you're like, I think he's my favorite character.
Yeah.
Especially when he's on the phone and he says, I'm trying to contain an alien invade. Like the way, like you said, he's like, I'm smarter than you.
Yeah. Totally.
You keep walking around here where all these people, it's not that he's not smart. I'm sure he's the first or the youngest trillionaire or whatever. But he's got a whole bunch of employees that are probably just as smart, if not smarter, than he is. He just has more money. Thank you. So, yeah, I love him. But I'll say my favorite scene up to this point is probably, okay, it might be a mix. You have the conversation between the androids. I do like that. But there was this kind of like magical wonder at how they did the transference. And it was kind of simple, sort of, but I really liked how they did it. And, you know, just how they would pan up to the body, pan back to the other child, pan away to the ceiling, pan back to the other child. And I was just like, I really like this. And I was like, you know what? We haven't seen an alien yet. And well, no, I think by that time, I think we did see the ship was crashing. So yeah. But I mean, we hadn't really seen the stuff hit the fan yet. And I was like, this is an awesome scene. Just the way showing how wonderful this could be, but also clearly not thinking like, what does this do a year out, 2 years out, 3 years out? Their psyche,
implications.
What does this do? Like, maybe we should leave these kids as they are. And then, I mean, then you're like, well, what, you're just going to leave them to die? It's like, well, no, I'm not leaving them. It's just, I don't know. I don't know what the right answer is, but I don't know if this is ready yet. And I guess it's never really ready until you do it. But
well, yeah, that's kind of the thing with technology like this. We're looking at the test run to find out if it's ready. This is the mega leg from KFC that we find in Midwest America. This is the show about bacon flavored Sprite. Is it good enough to put on the coast? Right. So now we can transfer terminally ill patients into android bodies. Okay, let's see where this goes, and if it goes all right, we'll put it on the market in 10 years. Why are we
using children first? But now that we're 4 episodes in, I'm like, yeah, I see why. Because technically, people that are already living in prosthetics probably would have been a better fit. Because this is, I'm not trying to equate this, but it's the closest that we have in this context of pseudoscience, possible real science in the future, of a full body prosthetic.
Right.
That's essentially what they're doing, except they're not taking the meat brain, they're taking the data brain.
Yeah. So
and I'm surprised you guys haven't brought up the question of souls.
Yeah. Well,
are they touching on that?
Yeah, we meaning my wife and I talked about, is this real, or are they real without their soul, or has their soul transferred with this without them having to, because your soul follows you? Or like the guy said, did they just kill 6 kids?
Yeah. Or are they even going to touch on it?
Yeah.
Who knows?
So, but I know we're getting long. I'll throw it to Jay. Final thoughts, and where can they find you?
First thought is, it's always good to be back doing shows with you guys. It's always fun. No, look, I'm stoked by this show. I think that you've got the questions that Solar is stoked about. You've got really, I'll call it, wise use of the alien. So wise that even though we've already seen the alien, they'll still hide it from us in certain sequences. Which,
yes,
thank you for doing that. Like, thank you for making it scarier by not showing us. When the brother and sister, Wendy and her brother, are in the cargo container, and they see it go back in the background. Like, I'm like, that's what we want from aliens. Like,
I was
perfect.
so not expecting that hook.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
I know.
Oh, look at this.
Yeah,
and then they cut to, fight's over.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm not sure I want to see what happened, but I want to know what happened.
Yep.
And they're going, we know you want to know. Just keep watching the show.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm assuming we might get like flashes and a nightmare later on.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, then there was the scene. The scene that they didn't show us the whole thing of, where he tears apart the Victorian era party, which was crazy. Like, that was wild. So I love all of that. You guys were touching on the transference of the consciousness. I think that was really cool. The thing that made that work for me was it's now a Disney property. They gave him the rights to the actual Peter Pan Disney. He's reading them the book. By the way, this is a whole fascinating concept in itself. He's reading them the dark Peter Pan book, but he's showing them the lighthearted Disneyized version of Peter Pan. Like, there's a whole interesting conversation we could have about that. But the fact that they showed that, to me, actually made that scene work even better, because what it did was it elicited the feeling of being a kid and this transference of energy from one entity to another entity in the context of being a kid, that I think was extraordinarily well done. And obviously he's doing it somewhat to mind control them and make them kind of his things, right? But yeah, so this show just has a lot of good ideas that it executes on well. The only concern that I have is that this show's season 1's gonna come to an end pretty quick. Like, we don't have that much more. Not that I think anything's gonna go wrong or be bad, but please, Disney, do not cancel this show. If it can go for 8 years, let it go for 8 years. Like, give us the full picture of what this is supposed to be. Do not cut it off. I will be so bummed. That's my thoughts.
I agree.
Yeah.
Where can they find you?
You can find me. It's kind of exciting. I have brand new content. So I filmed. You guys know that I was on here talking about No Vacancy. Well, we just shot another short film over last weekend. That is a sci-fi short film all about paranormal alien disclosure and what that looks like. So we just came out with a trailer. So if you go to How Stories Work with Jay Shearer, you can see the first trailer that I released today for Disclosure, which is the name of our film. You can go check it out. I think it's kind of fun the way that we're trying to put it together. I had a challenge on my hands, which was, how do I make films that don't cost as much as No Vacancy and take as much time to do? And so literally the entire film takes place around a table, the whole thing. And so we had to get really creative with how we were filming it, and we actually shot on iPhone. And we just had a really great crew, really great experience. So shout out to the whole team that did that. And you can go watch the trailer for it, the first trailer for it. I'm going to make multiple trailers, but on the YouTube channel, How Stories Work with Jay Shearer.
All right, cool. Any mods to the iPhone or just straight iPhone?
Oh, we had to have some mods. We had filters and lenses. So, but and like battery accessories, things like that, right?
Okay.
But
batteries, I won't count those. But I mean, mods,
no, you better. They're the easiest thing to freaking lose. All right, guys, we're rapping for 2 hours.
I was shocked at how good. Like, if you go watch the trailer. Like, I've told you that we shot on iPhone, but if you go watch the trailer, I don't think you would be able to tell. Like, and we knew going in, like, we were gonna have to. The lighting was going to have to be phenomenal, right? Like, there was only a few roles where I'm like, I have to hire this role, and it has to be somebody good. So lighting and sound, I'm like, I have to have good lighting and sound. And the trailer, no sound mix has even been done on it yet. That's just me cobbling together a trailer because I wanted one. I still have to go. It hasn't even, like, literally the drive to go send to my editor is like sitting on my desk. But yeah, it was a super fun experience, and you can check out more videos over there.
Cool. All right. And Solar?
Well, this show is a lot better than I expected it to be. And I don't know if I'm liking it so much because I've been starving for sci-fi. No, I mean, real talk, because a lot of things that are sci-fi, as I said at the beginning of the episode, aren't as sci-fi as they are fantasy in space, adventure in space. They don't touch on the deep layered storytelling. They want people eating popcorn, flash bang, give me your attention, give me those clicks, and now we're moving on. And I love that this show is patient.
Yeah.
And it says, I'm going to give you so many things to think on that by the time you're done rolling it around in your head, a week will have passed and you'll be ready for the next episode. Welcome back to old form television, and as the oldest guy on the panel, I'm like, oh, it's like watching TV back in my day, so I'm really digging it. Now I do have a couple of fears because, one, of course, the show is not perfect. It's the first season. It's still trying to find its legs. First season, the executive council is always trying to make it marketable, and there's that tug of war.
Yeah.
And this brings into mind my big fear, especially since it is a Hulu show, so Disney isn't going to pull the Disney Plus thing with it, so I don't think that it's going to get canceled anytime soon. But I'm afraid that it's going to go on for so long that it turns into fantasy or adventure. I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, this show should either run for 3 seasons or 8 seasons. And I hope it doesn't go for 4 or 5 and just turn into some, hey, we're trying to sell toys show.
Gotcha.
Which, don't get me wrong, I love those shows. I watch Twisted Metal every week. And that show is known for its Emmy-nominated layers. I can't even finish that sentence without laughing, you know. But as this show goes, like, this is quality long-form storytelling with an amazing cast, an amazing crew. Is it going to be as renowned as Game of Thrones? I hope not. I hope not. This is one of those things that I hope doesn't become mainstream so that they can continue doing what the creators want to do with the show and not get caught up in all the stuff that
like
successful TV shows get caught up in after
super hype
4th season.
If they change the showrunner at any point in time, we're cooked. It's not good.
I mean, we could be looking at like something the quality of Breaking Bad, or at least Mad Men with this show, versus Babylon 5 season 3, you know. So that's
what you're talking about, Solar, is Agent Carter.
I wouldn't know. I didn't watch it.
Okay, so first season is like one of the best MCU things you can watch, man. It is so
first
good.
Season was really good. I did enjoy it.
First season was awesome. Second season, whoa, when did we become network television? Like, this is a totally different deal.
Yeah, exactly.
That happened with Supergirl too.
Oh, did it?
Exactly my point. Supergirl is a great example of what I was talking about. And I'm fine with a show needing to find its legs, but this show is standing on pretty stable legs by the 3rd episode.
Yeah.
So now I hope it doesn't lose its legs.
Agree.
You know. So we'll see. We got what, 4 episodes left in this season?
I think 4 more episodes.
Because if we've got the Hulu equivalent to Andor, I'm in.
That'd be nice. That'd be nice.
You know, if this goes Boba Fett, well,
yeah.
You know,
we'll find something new to talk about if it goes Boba Fett.
Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. And as far as you guys finding me, Back in the Deck Productions is on hiatus for a little while. I find myself in a couple of situations that the company wasn't paying enough to get out of. So hopefully come the beginning of the year, everything will be back to an even keel and I'll be back with better shows, possibly more, possibly fewer shows, but higher quality. So we'll see how that goes. Cool. But I will make the time to always be here at NERDSoul to bring y'all that Street Geek and Nerd Soul along with our boy here whenever he calls. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. By the way, your lights are on because I just plugged them in.
Oh man, yeah. Thank you guys for coming. Final thoughts from me. We got a show. Look, hey, Alien Predator fans, we're eating this year. That animated film was very good. This show is very good. They would have to blow it in the next 4 episodes, which I just don't see happening. I just don't see it happening. I think this is going to end up in very strong, and we have Predator Badlands in November, so we're good. This is a nice setup. I like it. The only thing we should probably have gotten is an animated movie adaptation of Aliens versus Avengers on Disney Plus, but Disney and Marvel be screwing up on animation all the time. Like, yes, I know X-Men 97, that's cool. Also, your Family Neighborhood Spider-Man, I like that too, but they're still leaving a lot on the table. So anyway, with that said, NERDSoul, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, podcast, all that jazz. Till the next time we have a show, and we're just saying peace. It's so good to have a show that we all like.
I know. It is awesome.